I hear again the tread of war go thundering through the land, and Puritan and Cavalier are clinching neck and hand. Round Shiloh Church the furious foes have met to thrust and slay, where erst the peaceful sons of Christ were wont to kneel and pray. The wrestling of the ages shakes the hills of Tennessee, with all their echoing mounts athrob with war's wild minstrelsy. A galaxy of stars newborn round the shield of Mars, and set against the stars and stripes the flashing stars and bars. 'Twas Albert Sidney Johnston led the columns of the grey, like Hector on the plains of Troy his presence barred the fray, and dashing horse and gleaming sword spake out his royal will, as on the slopes of Shiloh field the blast of war blew shrill. Down with the base invaders, the grey shout forth the cry, death to presumptuous rebels, the blue ring out regry. All day the conflict rages, and yet again all day, though Grant is on the Union side, he cannot stem nor stay. They are a royal race of men, these brothers face to face, their fury speaking through their guns, their frenzy in their pace. The sweeping onset of the grey bears down the sturdy blue, though Sherman and his legions are heroes through and through. Though Prentice and his gallant men are forcing Scar and Crag, they fall like sheaves before the sight of Hardy and of Bragg. Ah, who shall tell the victor's tale when all the strife is past, when man and man in one great mold the men who strive are cast? As when the Trojan hero came from that fair city's gates, with tossing mane and flaming crest to scorn the scowling fates, his legions gather round him and madly charge and cheer, and fill the besieging armies with wild disheveled fear. Then bares his breast unto the dart the daring spearsman sends, and dying hears his cheering foes the wailing of his friends. So Albert Sidney Johnston, the chief of belt and scar, lay down to die at Shiloh and turned the scales of war. Now 25 years are gone, and lo, today they come, the blue and grey in proud array, with throbbing fife and drum. But not as rivals, not as foes, as brothers reconciled, to twine love's fragrant roses where the thorns of hate grew wild. They tell the hero of 3 wars, the lion-hearted man, who wore his valor like a star-uncrowned American. Above his heart serene and still the folded stars and bars, above his head like mother wings the sheltering stripes and stars. 25 years, and lo, the manhood of the South has held its valor stanch and strong as at the cannon's mouth. With patient heart and silent tongue has kept its true parole, and in the calm has born of peace has crowned its battle roll. But ever while we sing of war, of courage tried and true, of heroes wed to gallant deeds, or be it grey or blue, then Albert Sidney Johnston's name shall flash before our sight, like some resplendent meteor across the somber night. America, thy sons are knit with sinews wrought of steel, they will not bend, they will not break beneath the tyrant's heel, but in the white hot flame of love to silken cobweb spun, they whirl the engines of the world, all keeping time as one. Today they stand abreast and strong, who stood as foes of yore. The world leaps up to bless their feet, heaven scatters blessings o'er. Their robes are wrought of gleaming gold, their wings are freedom's own. The trampling of their conquering host shakes pinnacle and throne. O veterans of is of God are true, his judgment stands revealed. The pangs of war have rent the veil, and lo, his high decree. One heart, one hope, one destiny, one flag from sea to sea.